For today's deck testing video, I'm going to be revisiting Aggro Item Assassin. I know that I've done one video on this particular deck archetype once before, but I think that this is just a much better list and I feel like showing it off a little bit, so this is what we're going with. As always, deck code will be in the video description. As always, we're going to play 2 games, win or lose. This list is far closer to the Battlemage list that I play, that I think is particularly good. If I'm being honest, I think I prefer the Battlemage list slightly because I think Prowl Smuggler is pretty solid and Craven Conscript is amazing. But you can go Assassin, right? Like Cliff Racer and Vigilante are both pretty interchangeable. Mournhold Trader is also really good. You know what else is good while I'm recording? Lag. I'm having some internet issues tonight, so hopefully this actually doesn't come through. And you just kind of saw that pop up a bit there. But when you go with Assassin, you do get Awakened Dreamer, which is very nice with Satanine and the others. Corner Club Gambler can make use of some of the things that put stuff in your hand, so there are some benefits as well.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
To going this route.
A strong arm is what you
Looks like we're up against our own aggressive opponent.
kneel before the 6th house.
Oh, they got Ward, huh? Well then. Well, we take this value trade for sure. We do this because... Oh, they didn't get Ward, excuse me. They got the blue. For some reason I thought that was the neutral ally. Mentally, I just didn't connect there. So they're ringing up to 4 and they're hovering over here. They might go here now. Whatever they play, we're hoping that Lightning Bolt answers it just so that we can take control of the board here. Alright, that is not the case. However, it's also not the end of the world. A couple of different ways that we could go about this, actually. One of them requires us to take significantly more damage. However, it does mean that we get the opportunity to potentially full clear next turn, counting Black Hand Messenger. And I think that's probably correct. So what we do is we take this trade here, and then I think you
see you waking and sleeping.
You double stack here, trying to set yourself up to trade into this, so that even if they do buff this to survive, or they take that. Alright, Cliff Racer is an unforeseen development. However, Prophecy Lightning Bolt takes care of that for us, so we can still take our desired plan of action. I was kind of hoping that we were going to draw like a Crown Quartermaster so that we could buff that and trade. But alas, it does look like we're gonna have to sacrifice our poor Awakened Dreamer.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
But we're down health, but now we've got an okay board presence. That is a bit of an issue. Oh, and now we draw Crown Quartermaster. How dare you?
Out of my sight.
That is a bit of an issue. So what we're gonna do here
This might be handy.
is just give ourselves a little bit of a cushion. They're gonna run this over with this because they have to, but at least they get rid of the ward. We're just trying to kind of close the gap here.
We see you waking and sleeping.
We must remain steadfast.
It's
Right,
only illegal.
that's actually annoying because we were considering using Lightning Bolt to help us there. but instead we potentially have to give up value trades now. Like, we can trade even on the trespasser, but this is still going to be there. This is going to come down either way.
Out of my
So we got to get rid of that. Yeah, I don't think we give them 2 value trades. So I think we do that, and then we just develop queen.
Attend me.
I think that puts us in the best position. We're hoping for another card like this so the first gambler can pitch that. They run Snake Tooth. How interesting. How interesting. If I want to give this up, instead of pushing face with it, could trade this in, use the bolt to get rid of this. I mean, we are going to take the damage from that, but we could use bolt to get rid of that and then play the gambler pitching this. And that leaves us with the second gambler. I think that ultimately ends up being correct. Right? Like, we're in a kind of a slugfest here, and I think trying to successfully secure a gambler might be the way to go. Alright, so split card means that's either Cloak and Dagger or Manic Jack.
I have many important things.
Oh, of course they have the Uncano. Why wouldn't they? I liked everything about our plan until I didn't.
This might be handy. Care to make a friendly
Alright, the Uncano means we might end up losing this. Like, we could have suffered a lightning bolt there, but outright getting rid of it and playing the 5/5 was a bit of an issue. And getting breakthrough damage in. Like, everything about that was pretty backbreaking.
I have your scent, and soon I'll have your blood.
Yeah, so at least now we know that it was Cloak and Dagger. We have some outs though. We're not completely blown out yet. It's pretty close, but so we can do this. Get ourselves a little bit of health.
I'm ready for you.
Get this harpy in. Get this trespasser in.
By the fires of oblivion.
Right? Like, it doesn't look great, but we're not completely out of it. Like, they can value trade and still push a lot of damage if they want. Uncano is a real issue. Yeah, so they take that value trade, which just makes sense. There's no reason for them not to. They're at 19. Alright, we gotta do some math here. They're at 19. We have 5, 9, 11, 15... 18, theoretically 19 if we play everything. Like, absolutely everything. So we just have, no big deal, right? But we just have to not hit any prophecies.
No time for fools.
How many runes can I skip max?
You bet on the wrong side.
Is the next question. Just the one, right?
Pox.
Well, let's see if we can find something useful.
Just trying to make sure that I couldn't skip 2 runes. Alright. Just a top deck into exact perfect lethal while dodging prophecies. No big deal. No big deal, right? This feels good win. And we're gonna jump into game 2. I mean, that is the nice thing about both this list and I think the Battlemage list. You have an awful lot of burst. I think the Battlemage technically has slightly more because of Candlehearth, which is fantastic. Whereas this has a little bit more ammunition with the card draw with Gambler. But you do get Swift Strike in this list. It's just a 1 of. I could even see an argument that maybe Swift Strike goes to a 2 of, but Swift Strike's really good when you have all these items. Being able to jam like Satanine and a bunch of stuff onto a single creature and then swinging twice with it feels pretty good. Speaking of Satanine,
Watch yourself now.
they just show up. Alright, so we're up against Archer. If this is kind of like Karakhan Jewel's Archer, right? If it's curse heavy, then we're gonna have a problem, I say, as they proceed to not just play curse, but play main deck
Watch yourself
curse. Just casually.
Let's heat things
Not
up.
that our list doesn't have answers to curse, just that our particular hand at that moment, it was kind of doing us no favors. I really want to develop this. I think even more so than this.
I will have your head. We see you waking and sleeping.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Sure.
I'll kill you while you stand.
The Black Hand sees all.
Looks like
Alright, so this
it's
is
time
definitely
for the muscle.
control Archer of some kind, I think. Well, I guess it could still be mid and they just have a weird hand. Earthbone gets played in both. Alright, yeah, Blood Dragon's kind of saying mid.
Blood and faith. Do not test me.
Join us.
Well, let's see if we can find
Honestly, a
something
bit of a
useful.
shame that her hand is the way that it is, but they're gonna keep taking value trades. Be nice if they were trying to race. Being able, so the reason Black Hand is in this is because 1, it can help like protect your threats. 2, it's technically 2 burst damage if you need it. So it's like the not necessarily as good but very similar Candlehearth Brawler in this list, but also in Aggro Mirrors, being able to throw a ton of items on it and then attack does wonders as well. So
You have met your end.
legitimately could just swing for 11 right now if I wanted to. Doesn't help me much because then we have no cards. But we could do it if we really wanted to.
Let's put these to use. This might be handy.
All right. Bit of a pickle.
They will
Honestly,
perish in
like,
flame.
I know I was like kind of pseudo talking shit about it, but that main deck curse, getting rid of that very first word crafter, turns out was a legitimate issue. I mean, they have to get rid of this Black Hand. Right?
Blood and faith.
No, they just want to give me the cards. Okay. Cursing it then? No? Bueller?
I come bearing gifts. I come bearing gifts.
I think we only go 9 here. We just want to get to enough where we're not about to die.
Is someone out there?
Okay.
You
and
can
then
trust me.
develop this. That's actually a problem. Dragon archer. Yeah, that's actually a problem.
Get back, I say.
You have met your end.
Yeah, they're gonna. I was gonna say they're gonna have some sort of removal there.
Taste
You have met your end.
Okay.
I am
So I think we just lose this one, just because the dragons are too much. Sheer Point is arguably the best card in Dragon Archer, and they're demonstrating why there. Yeah, I don't think we have the defensive prophecies to keep up with this, right? Like, even if they break the first rune with this, and we hit a shackle on here, that's still 8 more, huh?
Everything is taken from me.
So, I mean, we do that, and we pray that they disconnect, but this is going to be a loss. So we're 1-1. Kind of an unfortunate way for things to go, but main deck curses will do that.
I will spill your blood.
Man, would have been awfully nice to hit a harpy there and punish them for being cocky, because we 100% win that, I think, if we hit a harpy. Because they would have taken 2 damage from the flame slingers. We had 4 more burst in hand at a minimum. I don't know. I didn't see what we draw there at the end because it went too fast. But it doesn't matter. 1-1. You know, Archer that runs main deck curses and draws multiple sheer points is going to be a problem. I think for any deck in this meta. So not just this deck, but the Battlemage list that I run, it does a great job of dealing with. It's also really good against mid Battlemage right now. Everything about that list is actually pretty well positioned against mid Battlemage, because you can deal with a lot of the word creatures, and because that deck was also running main deck finish off, you can deal with some of the lava Atronachs pretty well. So it's interesting. Maybe I'll have to give Dragon Archer a look. I don't think Wildfire belongs in there. There are some inclusions that I think that could be improved upon, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do a Dragon Archer video in the near future. Nonetheless, if you made it this far and you're still listening to me rant, thanks for watching. I love you. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.